Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Truly Bedrock Season 3. This is episode 27. And as you can see, we are above our villager trading hall, something we did in a live stream not too long ago. And I haven't done much since. We did some cleanup in the last episode, and then we are recording this on the day of Truly Bedrock live stream weekend. I do believe that Bruno is streaming right now. Picklesworth just got done streaming, and of course, before that was Slack, and then I kicked everything off. But I will be happy to inform those of you that were at the live stream, we did not forget to take Liara's sponges back, and we're here. We're going to do a thing. I've got many plans with the base. Now, first thing that we need to do is we need to build these platforms out. I've started doing this one. We're starting to get some things in, and we're going to have to place down some blocks and put down some torches. You guys know the routine. Once we get these platforms taken care of, then the real fun begins, because today what I would like to do is start getting all of the necessary items needed to start trading with the Melvins. And by that I mean, we need to get some pumpkins, and we need to get some melons, and start trading with these guys and getting a nice emerald production. We're also going to need potatoes and carrots, but that is a later project for a later date. So, first things first, platforms. Platforms need to be put up, and then we are going to run through some many different things. And as you can see, it's time to put on the redstone thinking cap. Yes, we're going to do redstone. Stupid head. We're doing it. So we're gonna do a thing. So yeah, we need to get some hoppers down, and what I'm thinking is there's a few things that need to happen here. This right here needs to be transformed back into a permanent fixture, getting rid of all of these different rails and dispensers and stuff. And then what I'm thinking is we're actually gonna have hoppers coming out and filling some chests. We may even have some hoppers crossing over to here and have a melon farm over on this side, and then have our pumpkins over on this side and this side. Now I know, or at least in the past, it used to be you'd want to alternate pumpkins and melons in the farm, but we're not going to do that. And you know, I used to be one that wanted to hide my redstone and things, but honestly, if it's done right, it looks good. So, yeah, we're gonna continue filling this gap in, get some things started, at least some platforms ready. We need to get some tinted glass. We need to fill this in, this area between that platform and this platform. As I stated previously, we do need to just put some temporary lights in here. And then one thing that I'm going to do also is I'm going to fill in kind of these blocks with a temporary block. And that is just for me to know that I believe it's right here. We're going to need a water source to hydrate all of our crops, and these blocks just need to be filled in so that I'm not putting, you know, hoppers and things that don't need to go in there. It's probably a good thing we're wearing this head, right? We have an unusual thing that we're trying to do here, an unusual platform to build these pumpkin and melon farms. Now, what I'm thinking is we're going to have our hoppers come into this location here. And this is what you're going to pretty much see sticking out of each side. And to not have 4 of these, 2 over here and 2 over here, I want to bring this section and this section over to here. But one of the biggest problems that we're going to have is the way we've got to run our minecarts, the way we've got to power everything. Basically, this spot right here is where our minecart is going to come to a rest, and I guess I could just throw that there. That is where it's going to be. So if I run a hopper line right here, then it's going to be powered by this block here, locking this hopper, because I'm basically going to have a let's see, it's going to be up here, so I'm probably going to have some redstone in here somewhere powering this block with one lever so we can have the melon farms going, And then the same thing with the pumpkin farms. So what I think we're going to have to do is we're going to have to run a crazy little route, something similar to this. And the reason that we need to run it in such a weird fashion is because as this minecart is coming back and forth, we're going to have redstone blocks here all the way over to here with some powered rails. So we're going to need to run the hoppers like a so, and bring them over to here. Now, with this being said, we're going to see this hopper line from underneath the villager spot, which I don't think is a problem. I think it might not look too bad, especially when it's darkened up and you're going to see very little inside of the deal here. Now, of course, this is right where a block should be, but it's not a big problem. Now, the other thing that we want to watch is, obviously, we're going to have minecarts coming around, so on and so forth, around this area. So we're going to be able to see in this thing just a little bit, not much, but we're probably going to want to surround this location with deep slate blocks, and then we could probably get away with running any other block. I'm thinking netherrack or something like that down this line. We might even go as far as something like that. We can have netherrack here and netherrack throughout this thing, because the rest is going to be piled in with blackstone. And then, of course, this side, same thing. We're going to need to run deep slate here and here. Blackstone here, and then on top. And so this is where our minecarts are going to run. Got some lag going there. Oof. It's going to be in this section here. And that means our dirt is actually going to sit one block above where our normal stuff would go. It's going to sit here. But I think that's okay. I think we can come and put in some temporary blocks. Every time this minecart goes over a hopper, though, it's going to be pulling out items. And hopefully this many hoppers will be enough. So I think we're going to match the pattern. And we're going to come over here and just wrap this guy around. It's going to be kind of weird. Bear with me, though. And instead of this coming out here, I mean, we could do that and just have it matching the hopper, or we can completely not do that, as that hopper won't do anything, and just block this off like this. This way, as the minecart comes across here and starts snaking through this farm, it has many drop-off points for items, and hopefully that will allow this stuff not to be clogging up my system. It's a hope. I don't know, but we're definitely going to give this thing a shot. So let's fill this in, and then I'll place down some minecarts. Okay, so now we have the whole floor laid out, and I did goof and put that, or I left this block out on this side and that side over there, so we had to fix it, because this is actually going to become a redstone block for a very specific reason. Okay? Now, technically, we should still be able to move items. It should not power it. Yep, provided that we don't put any blocks directly in front of this, which we're not. So, to do this, we need to place down some rails, kind of like this. Needed to do that so that these connect and this guy didn't wrap back, and then we'll place powered rails here on the redstone blocks, and this thing gets kind of confusing. It gets crazy with how we gotta put in the minecart, but it shouldn't be too bad. Boom. So now, if we were to take a minecart and place it down here, and we were to have a redstone lever, which is the plan, to power this, that should go off. Ah. Does not, so maybe maybe what we're going to need to get things started is going to be a little bit of powered rail action like so. Maybe? Maybe? I didn't realize that the momentum of the minecart around the corners drastically reduces the speed in which it will run. So if we were to take and place down a couple more powered rails, then should go? No. Now you guys can see the total conundrum that we have. If I place a redstone block here, or any kind of power for a block here, it's going to lock this hopper, which is what we don't want. And of course, that one there is the same thing. So, what do we got here? We've got this that comes around here. We could... No? Oh, it took it? It almost made it. Where do we need a powered rail, though? It looks like it start off is pretty good. It gets momentum around the corner, and then that's where it dies off. Right? Now, I do know that minecarts also cutting corners like that can be, like collecting blocks. If it's sitting right here in between these two blocks, it can collect stuff here and here with a minecart hopper. So maybe the key is going to be to eliminate the extra curves that are in this. Let's see what this does. Just doesn't have the momentum to make it all the way. All right. Back to the drawing board. Okay, I think we fixed it. I'm not 100% sure, but I did throw a couple items through this. We're going to throw a minecart here, and we're going to see if that minecart ends up over here. We had 4 of them on us, and it does. That's good. That's very, very good. So what I've done is placed a redstone block here that is powering this, and to save ourselves a little bit of redstone, we can simply retrieve that and place that guy back. This was originally going to be a growth spot for a pumpkin or a melon that could either grow over to this side or grow over to this side. We're just going to have to eliminate that as a potential plant. Basically, that was going to be where a stem would have been, so that we can power this, because minecarts are weird, and I didn't know this, but minecarts will not bounce off of redstone blocks, even though these are full blocks. The other thing that also won't happen is this guy right here. If you're growing pumpkins and melons, they will not grow to this block right here. Over in my creative testing world, I have ramped up the random tick speed, and we have a melon here with 4 redstone blocks. If I were to break one of these out and change it, that melon is going to grow. And sometimes it takes a second, but as you can see, it will not grow. If we wait here and wait here and wait here, but the minute we place some other block, it will grow. So it's weird because it acts like an opaque block that these guys would not normally go to. This won't grow onto, you know, glass and lights and stuff like that. I'm wondering, though, will it go to sea lanterns or glowstone? Does not look like it. That's pretty crazy to do this. And like I said, if you have a redstone block here with some minecart rails, and you run this out, and you put a minecart on it, it will not bounce back. And of course, this thing isn't going to do it. Let's go ahead and throw in a few more of these rails. If we were to take any normal block and place it there, and then power our rails, that will simply bounce off, right? It's insane. We're learning things. I did not know these things about minecarts. I thought redstone block, full block, it would bounce off, but it will not. So with all of that being said and shown, we do have a completed system now. And the only bad thing is we're going to have to replicate this system 3 more times. We did also start messing around with how we were going to power everything, because as I said, I did not want I didn't want a lever sitting here and a lever sitting here to power this guy. So we can come over and flick this lever. This minecart will go all the way around. That it will be a minecart hopper, and it will make its way all the way back. It does get a little sluggish there, but it's okay. And yeah, that's this part of it put in anyway. Now the next part is to be placing in the pistons, and I want to do this before I start putting in the crops. I think we can reach the crops from back here. We can get to most of them that we need to. Getting the pistons in is going to be a lot harder once this farm is actually built. So yeah, we're just going to alternate the pistons like so. And this shouldn't take too long at all. As a matter of fact, it is just 1 more row. And there we go. That's all the pistons placed. Water source there, pistons there, dirt needs to go in here. So let's get some dirt. We're also going to use a little bit of ice to get our water source in the back there, so we don't have to worry about water and rails and redstone and all kinds of things. As I said, we can get in here and plant all of our stuff. And the next thing that we can start doing is where the netherrack is, we can actually get up in here and start placing that. Actually, I'm mistaken. We're going to need the pumpkins and melons first. Now, luckily for us, the Barn Bros actually sells pumpkins and melons, so I did go over there and snag up some of them from those guys. And of course, we made the hoe a little while ago for all of our various plants, mostly the nether wart down below. And just like that, we now have 17 melons planted in here. This isn't going to be a highly efficient farm, but it is going to be a farm that works. And the only reason that I want a lever, and we kind of goofed because I do need to get in here and place down one of these hopper minecarts that we crafted. No, I need dirt. Anyway, the only reason we're going to go this route is because obviously we need melons. The lever is for on-off abilities. When we go to leave the base and head anywhere, we can shut this thing down, and we don't have to worry about this thing running while we're out and about doing our thing. So the next thing that needs to happen is we need to go through and punch all of the netherrack out, even the one that we accidentally placed, and then a little observer action. So we should be able to just point at the plants here and face these guys straight up and down. I am going to flick my lever on and off so that we can get our netherrack back. This one is not going to have anything in it, which is fine. But this farm isn't going to be too bad. I think if we sit and just AFK for a while, we'll have more pumpkins and melons than what we will be able to trade with our villagers, which is the ultimate goal. Now, the last thing that we're going to need, obviously, is going to be some lighting, because it is rather dark in here. Again, we should see all of that stuff disappearing. It looks like that did not get picked up. Oh, there it did on the return trip. It's fine. It's fine. Netherrack. Nice. Sea lanterns, I think, is what is going to be our lighting of choice, just because we have a fair amount of them. And so we can place these down, and it's kind of neat how this works. Because I did test this portion of it. Sorry, we're going around and around. But up here, pistons will let light through, right? We know that much. But the other thing that they will also do is when we place sea lanterns on top of them like this, we can actually throw redstone dust on top of our observers. I'm losing my mind. It was an early day today. I should not have recorded. But we can place redstone dust like this, and this will actually transfer the redstone signal down to the pistons, which I didn't think it would. I thought you had to use redstone lamps to do that, and redstone lamps, unfortunately, don't stay lit, so that would have been a kind of a waste of our time. And I think what we're just going to do is we're just going to do that, so that it's nice and closed up. And then looking back at this little system here, there we go. We can take some bone meal if we wanted to and start bone mealing these plants. Once they're full grown, that's all the further we can take them, but it is a working system. So I think that's pretty nice. Now we have to repeat this process over here, and that will effectively give us just over half a stack of melons growing and just over a half a stack of pumpkins growing, and then, of course, a collection system. So when starting a project like this that doesn't necessarily fit, you know, a normal tutorial or something like that, it's hard to get things started. But once you get things started, they typically fly. So it took me about 20 minutes to do that other melon farm, and then it took me about 20 minutes to do both of these. And honestly, some of that time was me going back downstairs to get more parts. I think I ran out of observers, and we ran out of a few pistons. And we have one other little problem. As you can see, items that hit this guy, this block right here, this block right here, or even where the stem is, they do not get picked up, which is unfortunate. The minecarts are rolling around here, and we did bone meal most of this, but it looks like I missed. I missed that one and that one for whatever reason. But because how we had to place the minecart, there's actually no rails underneath that stem or this block here, so we're going to have a little bit of loss from this system. And as you can see, we did glass this thing in, and then this is actually the bottom layer of what is going to be the next layer of the base. So that's pretty cool. It kind of fit perfectly in here, just the rails were a little weird. So now that we have pumpkins and we have an income of melons, we can actually go down here to where the villagers are, and we can set up a collection area. We've got some potatoes, we have a little bit of paper, and right now what we have is a good amount of melons, and we have a start to our pumpkins. So what I'm thinking is a couple of different things. I think what we could do is we could put down something like this. We could do a couple of different things. We could do the traditional hopper in like this, or we could offset this chest right here by one. We could bring this hopper line straight in and then do this. And I think this would be a better way to do it, so that the items are always flowing into this chest here, and I'll go ahead and throw the other pumpkins in here. Now, the melons are a little bit of a different story, right? These things actually have to be crafted, so what I think I'm gonna do... I've already got a crafting table here. But no, what I think we're gonna do is we're gonna connect this up the same way. We're gonna just do this, and then do this, and the melons will start falling into here. I was thinking about potentially putting them the crafting table like inside the glass here, but I don't want to do that. Maybe what we do is we just put it in the floor? I mean, that could be fine. The other thing that we could do, of course, is just place it there and let it be, and this is kind of like a little bedroom. Because we're going to have to take these melons out, and then, of course, craft them into actual melons, because it doesn't work the way that it should with our data pack that Foxy installed. And then, of course, if we wanted to, we could easily maybe set up a little bit of melon production, something like this, so when we craft them, and then we can take them over here to the two Melvins and trade with them. But we can now sit AFK in this thing and collect ourselves some pumpkins. We can collect ourselves some melons. And this area is almost done. Almost. I would like to have potentially 2 more hopper chains. One coming down, like, right here into some chests. Could be cool. Maybe not. Maybe it'll be over here. I'm not sure, but we are going to have some nano farms for potatoes, for carrots. What else do these guys have? I think that's it. Everything else is an emeralds for something like golden carrots. Potato trade has gone up, so yeah, we'll definitely do some nano farming for that stuff. One other thing that I would like to do is, as I said earlier, is I would like to get a villager in this spot right here where this guy is. We can go ahead and take our stuff here, and we'll eventually reset up this whole system with actual villagers sitting in here. Through our testing and stuff on creative and doing the tutorial and whatnot, I found it's just going to be better for us to have this setup that we had before, right? This is going to be better. We can put the blocks on top for the redstone and things like that. And then there's one other thing that I would like to do today, and that involves a little bit of stair action, and I'm not sure how many we're gonna need. We're gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So a stack of stairs, and we're also going to need a little bit of deep slate walls. I need 8, 2, 4, 6, 8. Yes, 8 walls. So let me make those real quick. So my plan, pretty simple. We are going to place down a wall. We're going to get rid of this block here. We'll place down another wall in its place, and then we'll place the block up here, creating a nice little zigzag pattern. Now what my plan is we are going to do something like this all the way across here, just to create a nice little, I guess, roof for this thing. Because of how this works out, I think this is better. I know the villagers, I don't know if this guy's going to try to come this way a little bit, but they should not be able to sneak through here at all. And this keeps them protected. It keeps them, or not protected, but it keeps them in here. If we do have some baby zombies that ever came into here, they would turn these guys into zombie villagers, but that's not really an issue. We can simply cure them and eventually kill whatever baby zombie has infested our area. But no, I think this looks a lot better, just a little more polishing of the base, and the base is really starting to come together. We do have some nano farms planned, as I said. We do have a moss farm planned, so that's really good. What else? Oh, I only needed 6 of the walls. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I think we're going to do a little bit of a mob farm above the base. We have the exterior of the base that still needs a little bit of love. We have the mountain for our nether portal. Nah, that definitely looks better. These blocks I almost don't like, but I did not like the stairs when I placed the stairs throughout this whole thing. I like better what's going on here. And then, of course, I think I'm going to mimic what is going on here, over here. But we're going to have to figure out the redstone. The redstone's going to be a little bit tricky. What is above us? It's the pumpkin and melon farm. So if we were to... I don't have any blocks on me. I do. If I were to dig this out, we could get away with it. We could get away with hiding redstone on some blocks right here. Like, if I just did this and this, we could easily climb up here and do some redstone business. So that's something that we will have to look at in the future for finishing up. Hopefully we can do a little zigzag pattern and it kind of match up. That would be excellent. But for now, we're done. We've got many projects ahead of us. We still got the stupid nitwit head. Oh, we left this thing on the entire time. I feel so much smarter at redstone and things and stuff. Yeah, this is the goofiest thing in the world, and I love it. We're never changing it. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. A little pumpkin and melon farm. We're going to go AFK for a little while and try to get ourselves some emeralds. And maybe look at getting a couple of more zombie villagers when the time actually occurs and get this whole thing behind us set up so that it looks similar to this. The nether brick behind those guys is really throwing this whole thing off, ain't it? We'll have to do something there, change it up a little bit, maybe some more walls or something, I don't know. But I really do love the trading hall. I think it's looking great. We have all of the villagers, and it's almost time for us to start doing some mass trading and collecting a lot of books because we have plans. The books are not just for us. Stay tuned for that. It's going to be a little while before what we are planning is revealed. Goodness, this head is just it's too much. Oh, I can breathe. My brain can breathe. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, if you did, please make sure to hit that like button. Leave a comment. Consider subscribing if you're new to the channel. Be sure to check the description down below. It has all the different ways to follow me, including links to Twitter, Twitch, my Discord, Truly Bedrock Discord, Truly Bedrock website, Patreon. It has a link to all the other Truly Bedrock members' YouTube channels. Go check them out if you haven't already. There's a lot of great stuff over there, trust me. We're not the only ones with shenanigans this season. But anyway, once again, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for the continued support. I made a tweet not too long ago about, I normally don't look at analyticals, but I was moseying through as I was just sitting on the couch bored one day and noticed that we've got 500 followers on Twitch and 370 on Twitter, and we're close to 2,000 here on YouTube. And without you guys, none of this would be possible. So I thank you ever so much once again. Hope you have a great rest of your morning, day, evening, wherever you're at in the world. And I will see you guys on the next one.